Okay. When you were speaking, you mentioned that when you left Ghana, or when you were in Ghana, you were with your grandmother
And my
your dad. Where, what happened to your dad when you went to America? And what role was he playing in your life then?
So I don't really have a collective memory of my dad in my life in America because, like I said, it was just me and my mom. I really don't remember hearing about my father or even asking questions. You know, in the African society, Ghanaian society, we don't ask questions about where that away, mama, and we just accept what is presented to us. So I don't really have a collective memory of my father in my life. But my sisters, who are from a different father, he was there, in within the household, but I never saw him to be
Your father.
exactly.
So where is your father?
So now my father's in America.
He came there when you were
Yes.
there?
No, when I was in Ghana. So when I came to Ghana in 2015, there was still no relation with my dad because I don't say like many. What's I said? My father to me, he's a stranger. I know that he's my dad. I know say onye bonibia, but menino. So when I came to Ghana, he always looked for me. He
But
always
what
calls
happened?
me.
Who free Ghana? No.
No, me nana, my grandma, my grandpa, and then my no.
Okay.
Oh, let me call a Franchimbra between Jabe and Franchimbra.
Okay.
So I got to a time where I was staying more in Franchimbra with my auntie, and then my father would visit.
Okay.
He'll bring me popcorn and Kobe toffee, which I still love till today. But I really don't remember my father really like being with him all the time.
Because if he was visiting you with popcorn when you were in Ghana, I don't know quite Richard don't feel full. So Efia to say.
I don't remember. I don't remember if he did.
How about when you grew up?
So when I grew up, he would call me through my mom. Like he would call my mom, and I think, but it's and you be break. Oh, it's intimate to me kind because no you be break. But me bad Ghana no, and no who's talking about Ghana and teach or Fred. But I'm gonna be honest, I would sometimes ignore his calls.
Why?
Because I don't know what to talk to him about.
But he's your father. You can have a conversation with him.
It was hard for me.
Why? Why was it so hard?
It just is because for me he was a stranger and I'm an adult and I don't know how I'm gonna relate to somebody that I don't know. It's like meeting a guy and the guy wants to be all up in my face, but I don't know you. Let me get to, So for him, I know my father loves because he says it, and I wouldn't even tell him that I love him because I feel like I'm supposed to, and I didn't want him to feel bad. But deep down inside, I didn't have any kind of emotional connection with my father. But it's something that like it had me because I always remember even till now, like I'll watch movies and when a woman is getting married and then she'll have a dance with her father and then I start crying. That means there's something inside of me that wants that connection with my father so bad, but it's not happening because I'm not allowing it to happen. And it's just hard. It's just very difficult for me.
What is making it difficult? I mean, you are grown, you are mature now. You know how to deal with your emotions. You know how to manage your emotions, and you know how to approach him and have a conversation with him now because you are matured. So, what is making it difficult?
That's something that I have to speak to God about, because it's something that I do pray about. Even now I think we have more of a relation than we used to. Now I do pick up his phone calls. Now we do speak. But it's not as deep or it's not as deep as I would want it to be. And maybe because the times where I wanted him to be there, he wasn't there. And I said, I've learned so much by myself. I wished he was there, and it's not his fault. I've always said it's not my father's fault that he wasn't in my life because, like, I'm in a whole different country, But those chances have been gone. And yes, of course, we can always build on newer chances. But I said, Charlie, my okay.
The fact that you grew up without a father figure or without having that fatherly love, did it affect you in any way?
Of course. I didn't love myself. I didn't know what it meant for a man to love me. You understand? When you have that first manly love from a man in your life, which is your father, you would now know that, okay, my father can love me this way, then a man should also love me that way. But I didn't have that, so I allowed men to treat me any way. And I thought it was love, and it wasn't love. I didn't love myself. And when you don't love yourself, other people cannot love you. You don't set a standard for yourself, other people will have no standard for you.
So you wanted that fatherly love from the men who came into your life.
I wanted love. I wasn't getting love at home. The society that we come from, we don't know how to express love to our children. We don't know how to tell our kids we love you, we're proud of you. Positive words. We don't know how to put that into our children. So my mom, the same thing. I will do everything, cook, clean, pick up my sister, do everything. But it's like I still wasn't getting the love that I wanted from my mom. So I sought it outside. And what I sought outside was not love. It was more of lust. It was more of being used. It was more of catering to the needs of everyone else, forgetting my needs, because I didn't even know what my needs were. I didn't even know what loving myself was. So I just accepted everything in easy.
What is your father? How does your father feel about your relationship with him?
He wants a relationship. I know it because he offered me to be a my father still offer. He's trying.
That's your dad. You just said you want to have a relationship with him. You wish you had.
I prefer sometimes, but and not all the time. My friend, my Francis, my friend, I'll call him back, and that's just because of just the missing link from when I was a child. I don't know how to explain it. I've been to therapy. I have a therapist, and it's just more of like I've been through so much pain.
Sweet. Can you give us an idea what kind of pain you've been through? I mean,
I don't want to talk about the pains I've been through because it's traumatizing.
But people will learn from it.
Yeah, I have, but I don't.
Tissue. Take your time, first. You need.
Eugene, you brought me here to cry.
Feel free. Do your thing. We have all the time for you.
Fergie said big girls don't cry. So I'm not gonna cry. But at the end of the day, I'm actually grateful for all of that pain. Everything. From just people, friends, family, because it's brought me to where I am in my life right now, where I have so much self-worth and self-love. And when you go through pain, and the pain that I've been through, you would never allow yourself to go through that kind of pain again, ever. Because it's too much. It's overbearing. There's times where I tell God, I said, God, change my heart. I don't want this heart anymore. Like Makomba, you can stab me in my back today, and tomorrow I'll offer you tea because I see you're human. You make mistakes. But growing up, growing up is also knowing that there are some people are not like you. People will not love you the way you love, So I just had to change how I love people and the people that I did love. Not more of how I love people, but the people that I did love. So all the pain that I've gone through has allowed me to just be less accessible. So now if you're going to access me, it has to be beneficial in both parties. But back to my whole father thing, I'm still trying, I pick up his calls more than I used to, but it's still not what I want it to be, and I don't think it ever will be.
Wow.
Yeah. It's too much of a gap. It's a huge gap. It's a huge gap.
But people don't have a relationship with their dads for a very long time. I know somebody who was almost over 40 when they met their dad. they created a relationship immediately they met, first day they met, and now they're very good. I'm still trying to figure out that particular thing that is stopping, because it looks like you are the one not allowing it.
Yes, I'm the one that's not emotionally available for my dad. And it's not by choice. You didn't trust me. It's not like I don't want to. I want it so bad. But there's something. I don't know what it is.
You don't know what it is.
Nope. I've asked myself so many times. I've spoken to my mom about it. I don't know what it is.
Wow.
Yeah.
Have you? What is the longest conversation you ever had with your dad? I mean, one-on-one.
It's so funny. When I went to America last year, my dad is in America. I didn't even see him. I was in America for 6 months. I didn't see him not even once. I didn't even go to see where he lived. And I know it hurts him. And I don't purposely want to hurt my dad, but it's not about him. It's about me and my comfortability and my willingness to, and I don't know.
What about your dad makes you uncomfortable?
There's something about him that it's not even about him. He is not the fault. It's me. So it's maybe something that I need to find and work on.
Because all the things you said, I don't recall you mentioning a single thing he's done against you.
Nothing. My father has done nothing against me. Me being in America, him not, it's not his fault. Like I said, my mom left to come to America for a better life, and that's what she had to do for me to even come there. So it's not his fault, you know. I don't know what it is.
Will you invite your dad to your wedding?
Of course. I would even let him walk me down the aisle.
Yeah, but you don't have a relationship with him.
Yeah, but it's about his happiness. And at the end of the day, he's not at fault, you know. And my dad loves me so much, and I know he loves me so much. I'm his only daughter, you know, and he's very proud of where I am in my life. So it's more fulfilling his happiness.
Not about you.
Of course not.
So left to you alone, you wouldn't mind doing your wedding without him?
I would still bring my father.
Okay. You mentioned your stepdad. What role has he also played? I mean, some people even take adopted fathers as their own dad, and they are able to relate to them. Was he able to play that fatherly role in your life?
My stepfather was there. You know, he was there to take care of the things he has to take care of. You know, a stepfather is not your father. You know, yes, there are some stepfathers who step up. But he pays the bills. You know, he goes to work. He doesn't have time for anything but work. No, I don't know no trying to rent, no, but we don't even see him. My mom don't see his kids, you know, so it's not like there was some kind of favoritism within.
That's on one in macaroni time.
Oh, quite. You might be what's I said? No, this guy, America is telling to come back. The rent, the bills is too much, so he's always working.
So how has this contributed to your life, your relationship with men, and the celebrity that you've become now? How has that contributed to all this?
So, you know, coming from, I don't want to say a broken home or not having like a father figure in my life, it's made me now who I am now, because last 2 years, I wouldn't say what I'm coming to say now. It's made me, like I said, more self-aware and have self-love. You know, back in the days, I love myself. But when you love yourself, you don't allow people to treat you anyhow. You don't just accept people. You don't just, you know, accept certain situations that I was accepting. Now, who I am, child, I never thought I would be who I am right now. Like my way of thinking, the strength that I have, how now, Charlie, it's crazy because when I look at the way guys come to me now and I'm just so picky, before I wasn't picky. Before a guy told me he loves me, okay, I love you too, let's date.
What you say before? Yes. Like how many years ago?
2 years ago, Seth.
Really?
Oh, Charlie.
The Efia that we know was not picky.
Okay.
2 years ago?
No, because if you see the guy I was dating for 3 years, no, that's the see how about my assume. Like it's like, you can't step to me. But I think because of that relationship, it allowed me to just take a step back, assess myself properly, and really, really, really get to know myself and what I'm dealing with and who I am. You know, if it wasn't for that relationship that I just went through, trust me, I will still just be dating anyhow, guys, anyway, guys, you know. But now it's like the conversation I just had on Keeping It 100, that comes from a place of growth, emotional, mental, psychological, spiritual growth, you know. So maybe I could have learned these lessons years ago, but Bibia Wanimre, what you're saying, God makes no mistakes. And I'm just happy that I was able to come out of every situation that, well, not by my strength, but by the strength of God, and that God helped me to come out of certain situations, because it got to a point where like I was so depressed. I would still come to parties, I would still show my face, but I was so depressed. I'll go to an event and I'll go home crying. I don't want to be outside, but people can't know that I'm not happy. People can't know that I'm going through this phase in my life. People can't know, because people always want to see you down. I didn't want to give people the satisfaction of seeing me down, but deep down inside, I was miserable. I was unhappy, but I always kept a smile on my face. That's why they always say the people who smile a lot, they have so much going on in their lives that you can't even fathom to even think about. You know, that's why I always say treat people nice, because you don't know what somebody is going through. But, you know, everything that I've gone through in my life with men, people, the lack of having a father, depression, it's just brought me this far. And then I'm happy to be where I am now, because now I can help other people, you know, because I've experienced almost everything in this world.
Wow.